Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are here with Thomas that played at YCS Birmingham Ultimate Time Wizard and went on a record of 6-2 and playing.
Macrostan.
Okay.
So I decided to play the deck because I used to play Macro Monarch when I was a kid, so I started with that, but then I realized it was too much bricky and I slowly changed it in Macrostan. I usually never test for the events. For this event, I tested like 15 matches on DB, counting also the ones I was still playing Macro Monarch. So I did test something. Let's see the deck list. I decided to bring this deck because I thought it had a really good matchup against the main decks of the format that are Vayu Turbo and Frogs. And also, I believe that in this kind of events, a lot of people play also for fun. So I was expecting a lot of Light Sworns. That is usually a deck that maybe random players play when they approach to this format. And Remotion is still good also against other decks like Blackwing and Gladiator Beast or Machina, because they still stop something of their strategy. So let's see the deck list. Starting from the monsters, I played 3 DD Survivor. This is the K monster of the deck. Really good, obviously, with Macrocosm and Dimensional Fissure because it's a floater, you always come back. But it's still strong because almost all the decks of the format play Bottomless Trapole and Dimensional Prison, so it's still good on his own. Then I played 2 Ethos. If you don't know what this card does, it's basically a 25 beater. If you don't have monsters in your graveyard, you can special summon it. So since you banish all the cards, you usually never have monsters in the grave. It's a really good starter because it's a 25 beater and then you set your trap cards, and also it helps you push a lot of damage easier instead of just attacking one monster at a time. Then I played 2 Breaker. I really like this card in all the stun decks because it's just a beater and it kills Dimensional Prisons, it can kill Wirewind, it can kill Decree. It's not a lot played, but if you do play against Decree, you have a fought time, so Breaker helps you with this. Then, since I play Warrior and I play Reinforcement of the Army, as we will see later, I play a small Warrior package that is DD Warrior Lady and Blade Knight. I used to play double Warrior Lady, but then I tried the Blade Knight. That I think it's well, it's my personal touch. I've never seen it before, so I think it's really particular. I really like this because it helps you kill all the decks that play the Rico and Hamster package, and also since you have a really low monster count, it's often just a 2k beater with traps behind it, so it's really strong. In this was the MVP of the tournament. It killed the 4 Rikos during all the days, so really good. I really liked this. Then as outs to generic monsters, we play Gale and Mole. Mole is amazing when you're looping the Survivor. It gets rid of all the set monsters and also gets rid of synchros and all that. Blackwing is probably the best tuner of the format. It plays alone against Monarch, against Stardust, and also you can synchro Survivor, which comes back for Armor Master, and with Breakers and 2 Gravekeeper Spy, you can make Arcanite Magician. Spy was really good. Even thought it's an aggro deck, so you should you may think you should play only aggressive monsters. Sometimes you need to recover resources or gain some tempo to draw your cards, and Spy, it's not played that much in this format, but it's really strong because it stands against almost every match. And even like Blackwing that maybe could kill it with Kalut, with Macro and Fissure, they can't Kalut so often, so really good. And then as the last monster, I played Morphing Jar. I have to thank my teammate Filippo Cazzamali for this, because he also is testing in this period a kind of stun deck, and he suggested to play it. It didn't come up so often, but when I did resolve it, it was really good. So this is the monster count. I believe it's 14 monsters plus the reinforcement of the army, so 15. And let's see the spell cards. As spell cards, obviously, as we just say, the reinforcement of the army, and then 3-dimensional Fissure, which is the key of the deck. And then as 3 kind of staple cards for me, I play MST, Smashing, and Brain Control. Brain Control, I think, is like the powerful card of the format. You could actually not play it in this deck. It was more synergic when I was playing Caius and Cyber Valley, but still it can win the games by his own, and you play Gale, so you can use it in some ways. Also, Athos, maybe you have a survivor or a spy in the field and you have a monster in the graveyard, so you can get a monster and tribute for Athos. MST, it's a good card. The first list I was playing didn't play the Breaker, so I wanted this for Decree, but still it's really good against Wirewind and against everything. And the Smashing, I was playing one monster more, but that was another Water Lady, but I often drew too many monsters in my opening hand, so I decided to play another spell card. And people who know me from good format know this is like my favorite card, so Smashing Ground was my 40th card for the deck. And for the trap cards, which are the most consistent part of the deck, I play 3 Macrocosmo, 3 Starlight Road, and 3 Dark Bribe, along with Solemn Judgment. This may seem a lot, may seem cloggy. You do brick sometimes, but I would never change this 6, because you always want to start setting a lot of cards and having protection. This is not just for Heavy Storm, but it also allows you to push damage without fearing a Torrential Tribute and Mirror Force. And also you can use it against Icarus, Gladiator Beast, Gizarus, and Black Rose. The deck does brick sometimes, obviously, but you brick more with Macro and Fissure rather than Bribe and Starlight, because with this you can have other traps and play the game. When you draw too many of these, it's a problem. In fact, I'm considering cutting some Macrocosmo to play Banisher, which it's also a monster, but I will test other versions of Stun deck because I really like the concept. And so this is, let's say, protection with the macro. Then as staples, along with Solemn Judgment, I play Torrential Tribute and Mirror Force. And as the last remove cards, let's say, staple, 2 Bottomless Trap Hole and 3-dimensional Prison. And then I played 2 Compulsory Evocation Device, which I liked a lot. This card is not so played in the format, but I believe it's really strong. It's strong against synchro monsters, obviously Stardust, that you couldn't kill with Bottomless, and you can't kill with Prison if they don't attack. It just gets rid of synchro monsters. And it's also really good also on your own monsters to protect them, and has a lot of synergy with Breaker, which comes back to hand and you can summon it again to use effect. And also on Ethos, if the Bottomless, you bounce it back and you can summon it straight away. So this is the main deck. It's 40 cards. I liked a lot all the cards of the deck. As said, maybe just the Remotion package, I would change it, playing Banisher and maybe playing more removal cards like Widespread Ruin, because I always want to have like a removal card for each monster my opponent puts on the field. For the side deck, I played 2 Barbaros. This is good, obviously, with Skill Drain, which I also side against Lightsworn and against Gladiator Beast, and against the decks that play the Rico and Hamster package. But it's also good just as a 9k beater in some matchups when maybe you want to take out other monsters and play this. Or also if you do play against a deck that plays a Skill Drain, you can take out like Morphing and so on and play these. Then I played the second Blade Knight for when you go second against the Vayu Turbo and decks with the Rico package. The third Breaker, depending on the matchups, you can set this in. Maybe 3, it's a lot, I could consider playing something else. and the double Cyber Dragon against all like aggro and stun decks, Blackwings, almost everything when you go second, and obviously against Machina. Even thought you have to pay attention because you can't fusion someone under Macrocosmo and Dimensional Fissure because you can't send to the grave. Then as a spell cards, I played double Shield Crush. I prefer this over Nobleman. First of all, because you can also kill the dupe lock with this that you can't with Nobleman, and some decks that do play Rykos like Machina and stuff usually side in Imperial Iron Wall, so this doesn't get hurt like a Nobleman, and you can kill any monster with this Reaper, Sorcerer in Defense, almost anything. Maybe anything you can kill it. Then as last trap cards I played double Trap Hole. This was unexpected and really strong, and Widespread Rune. I prefer this over Sakuretsu because of Titanial. Now people are starting to play this Gigavice deck, and also Amaryllis is still a deck that is played, so this gets rid of Titanial. And while I was testing, I also played against some random decks like Gravekeeper and so on that play Gear Town and summon Gagiltrodon, so this is still out to Gagiltrodon if they attack with another monster. And last I played the two Dust Tornadoes against Blackwire Wind, Blackwings, Gladiator Beast and that kind of stuff. So this was the side deck. Let's see quickly the extra deck. Gorse token, even thought I don't play Gorse. As level 5 I only play Catastor. The only way you do level 5, except for like Brain Control, is when you flip a Morphing Jar and you have Gale and you don't want to leave Morphing Jar on the field, so you have to play level 5. I decided to play Catastor, but you could consider playing also Android. Maybe in a stun deck without DD Survivor where you play Oppression, you could consider playing Android to gain life points back. As level 6, Staples, Goyo and Brionac obviously, and then I played this. Never came out, but I wanted to play this because I think that cards that can win you unwinnable situations should be played. I didn't want to end in a situation where my opponent is locking me with some defense monster and I could just kill it by piercing. So never came up, but I wanted to have this. Level 7s, that are the ones you do the most. This was the monster I did the most because with Gale and any monster, particularly Survivor. And the second monster I did was Arcanite because of Breaker and Spies. Obviously Black Cross. As level 8s I played Colossal, Thought Ruler, Red Archifiend, and obviously 3 Stardust Dragons for the 3 Starlight Roads. And then I played double Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. This was the deck list. As said by Patrick, I ended up with 6 wins and 2 lost. I played against 2 Light Sworns, 1 Amaryllis, 1 Machina Frog, 1 Fairy, 1 Synchro Cat, 1 kind of beat down deck, 7, and the 8th deck was the Gladiator Beast. I lost to Synchro Cat and to Machina Frogs. The deck performed well. I will consider testing other variants of stun deck, but you can try it. I thought it was a really good meta call, and I hope to see you in the next Ultimate Wizard event or our events. So thank you for watching. Wanted to thank obviously my team Goat Community Italia, all my friends that supported me from home, all the people that met at the YCS, and see you to the next time. Thank you guys.